Who is James Viscount Severn? Why he has taken on Prince Philip role within royal family. Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, shared a heartwarming moment with her youngest child, James Viscount Severn, during Prince Philip's funeral on Saturday the 17th of April. Prince Philip's funeral will take place today at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. The young royal also impressed royal fans. He is 130 members of royal family will be in attendance Prince Philip's funeral due to the pandemic. The simple act of compassion was captured by TV cameras as the Duke of Edinburgh's Land Rover Defender hearse passed by the mourning family. Looking somber as she mourned her father-in-law, Prince Philip's daughter-in-law looked on with a heavy heart together with her two children, Lady Louise Windsor and James, Viscount Severn, as the Duke took his final journey. While her husband joined his siblings Princess Anne, Prince Andrew and Prince Charles in walking in the procession ahead of the intimate funeral service held at St. George's Chapel, Sophie and her two children watched on from the sidelines. As the specially modified Land Rover, carrying Philip's coffin passed them, the Countess comforted her young son by sweetly placing her hand on his back. The young Viscount was the youngest attendee of the funeral at just 13 years old and is the youngest of the Duke's grandchildren. Sophie and her children bowed their heads in respect for Philip as the hearse passed. Sophie and her children then proceeded to the chapel to join Her Majesty as a minute's silence was held in honor of the Duke's life. This action of James Viscount Severn having impressed for royal fans. Although many eyes were focused on Prince William and Harry as they navigated the rift between them, the Countess had been pivotal to supporting the royal family. One source has revealed that the young royal will likely be taking on some more responsibility in the coming years. But who is James Viscount Severn? Why he was placed among the 30 people who attended Philip's funeral? Why he has taken on Prince Philip role within royal family and everything you need to know. James Viscount Severn is the son of Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex, and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, attended the funeral of Prince Philip, his grandfather, on the 17th of April 2021. He is the youngest of the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh's grandchildren, born 30 years after his eldest cousin, Peter Phillips. James Viscount Severn was born at 4:20 p.m. on the 17th of December 2007 at Frimley Park Hospital in Surrey. 4 days after his birth, on the 21st of December, it was announced he would be named James Alexander Philip Theo, and be known as Viscount Severn, with court communications referring to him as Lord Severn. His title acknowledges his Welsh blood from his mother's side. James is currently 13th in line to the throne, behind his father Prince Edward, 12th. Countess Sophie revealed in 2020 that, upon turning 18, James will have the choice as to whether or not he wishes to continue using it. Speaking after the birth, his father, Prince Edward, proudly said his son was like most babies, rather small, very cute and very cuddly. James is the younger brother of Lady Louise Windsor, the eldest of the two siblings. As with her brother, upon turning 18, Lady Louise has the option to forego or continue using her official title. He and his family lives at Bagshot Park, his family home in Surrey that he shares with Father Edward, Mother Sophie and sister Lady Louise. The estate has been home to the family for over 20 years, the couple moving in after their wedding in 1999. The building is Grade II listed, set within 51 acres of land just 1.1 miles away from Windsor. James attends Eagle House School, a co-ed prep school in Berkshire. Notable former pupils include retired England rugby player Lewis Moody, as well as late singer-songwriter Nick Drake. Unlike the rest of the Queen's grandsons, James does not hold the title of Prince and is not addressed as HRH. He is styled as the son of an Earl and goes by James, Viscount Severn. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh have 8 grandchildren, including Louise and James, Peter and Zara Phillips, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, and Princes William and Harry. James took part in their first overseas engagement in April 2015 when they accompanied their parents on a trip to South Africa. Now, James Viscount Severn took on one of Prince Philip's duties at family gatherings, it was previously revealed. With the much-loved Prince Philip now gone, the Duke's life was shrouded in public service, him having fulfilled royal duties for much of the 73 years he was married to the Queen. One of the more trivial and personal roles Philip is said to have taken on was chief burger flipper at family barbecues. And now, James Viscount Severn, 13, the son of Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, had taken over the Duke of Edinburgh's role. The young royal also impressed members with his knack for flipping burgers, something that was usually carried out by Philip. In 2019, when James was 11, a royal source told The Sun, James is rather good at flipping burgers and liked to get fully involved whenever there was a family barbecue at Balmoral. That used to be Prince Philip's domain, but is less so these days. Prince Philip's expert barbecue skills were referenced in Prince Harry's tribute to his grandfather this week. Remembering his charm and sharp wit, he said, "My grandfather was a man of service, honor and great humor. He was authentically himself, with a seriously sharp wit, and could hold the attention of any room due to his charm, and also because you never knew what he might say next. But to me, like many of you who have lost a loved one or grandparent over the pain of this past year, he was my grandpa, master of the barbecue, legend of banter, and cheeky right till the end." The children had reportedly become very close with the Queen and Philip as the Wessexes were regularly pictured at Windsor Castle. Meanwhile, his sister, Lady Louise Windsor, will inherit special items Prince Philip left her following his sad passing. Lady Louise Windsor, Prince Edward and Sophie Wessex's daughter, at just 17 years old, she was one of the youngest at Prince Philip's funeral. While paying her respects to Prince Philip at his funeral, Lady Louise Windsor also gave a nod to their mutual passion by wearing a brooch featuring a horsehair design on it. The 17-year-old has clearly taken after her late grandfather and was pictured as recently as last week carriage driving in Windsor. It's evident that Louise and her grandfather were especially close, as not only was Philip pictured watching Louise compete in equestrian events in the past, but the Duke of Edinburgh also left her some incredibly personal and special gifts following his passing. Prince Philip has reportedly left his beloved ones and carriage to his granddaughter Lady Louise Windsor. The Duke of Edinburgh took up carriage driving in the 1970s, and taught the sport to his granddaughter. Both Louise and Prince Philip shared a love of carriage driving, and Prince Philip paid homage to their bond by leaving Lady Windsor his two fell ponies, Balmoral Nevis and Knotlaw Storm, and his dark green four-wheeled carriage, which was seen during the televised funeral last Saturday. Prince Philip has left behind his polished dark green four-wheeled carriage and his fell ponies, Balmoral Nevis and Knotlaw Storm. At Saturday's funeral, they were stood inside Windsor Castle and were passed by the funeral procession. In an interview last May, Louise's mother, the Countess of Wessex, said of her daughter's carriage driving talents, "She is naturally so good at it, she really is. It's something that she has taken to very well." Sophie, Countess of Wessex, paid her respects with Prince Philip, as she donning an elegant black dress pinned with a brooch for the service at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. She coordinated with a matching hat, suede heels and a small clutch bag. Sophie opted for natural and dewy makeup, she wearing her blonde tresses and a low chignon which showcased her pearl droplet earrings. Speaking about the Duke's passing, Sophie recently revealed that it was very peaceful. Last week, she met with members of the Royal Chapel of All Saints in Windsor congregation, explaining, "It was right for him. It was so gentle. It was just like somebody took him by the hand and off he went." Thank you for watching our video. Please support growing channel by subscribe channel and like video hour. And don't forget activate notifications to channel to always get the latest news. If you have any problems with the information in the video, please write a comment below to let us know and answer.